Kia ora, welcome to the show. My name's Dave and this is Ange. And on the show today we're going to pay a visit to the local information centre. We'll check out a music program for toddlers and young families, and we'll go down to the museum, talk to Stephanie about the exhibition that's on there at the moment, Footprints on the Land, which is a great exhibition about the history of Tukanui Hospital. But first of all, let's have a quick chat about what's been happening in the Courier and what are the hot topics this month.
Well, first up we picked out an article about Freeman Court. It's great to see the rest home's going to get a big revamp, and absolutely wonderful to see the local Waipa King Country rural women have got the ball rolling with a $10,000 donation to help get that project started. So a great effort there by those ladies. Also on the same vein of support was Daffodil Day here in Te Awamutu. They raised nearly $11,000 and $6,000 of that actually came from Te Awamutu College and Porongia School. So again, a fantastic effort, and thank you to everyone that supported such a worthy cause. Absolutely.
Now notice here there's, who was this? This was Pekara School, was having quite a go with their technology. This was a great little story here. They've made an advertisement that they're entering in the Fair Go Ad Awards, and they're getting some web pages together. Now we won't say much more about that at the moment, but we're quite keen to get hold of those guys and see if we can catch up with them. It'd be great to get hold of that ad that they've made actually and see if we could show that on TATV. What else have we got going on here? Ange?
Back to me. The recycling, glass recycling. Now it's a real shame to see that people abuse the glass recycling facility down at Te Awamutu Wines and Spirits, and those bins there have actually gone. And also in addition, because of the extra glass that was being taken down to the Te Awamutu Transfer and Recycling Centre, they've already met their quota and they won't be able to take any more glass either. So it looks like we're all going to have to put our glass in the rubbish and just wait until the recycling starts in December, when council are going to be providing us with a recycling service at on the edge of our street. So great. Yeah. We look forward to it.
Yeah, that will be good. Te Awamutu's had a bit of an on-again, off-again relationship with recycling, I think, haven't they? It's been quite a controversial topic at times, but I think there's a lot of motivation in town to get recycling happening, so hopefully it will.
And yeah, so great to see that the recycling will be continuing, but a real shame to see us lose those bins in the meantime.
Yeah, but I'm sure it'll come right. I see the ecological island at Mangatautari, they've finished doing the fencing right around the mountain there. That's fantastic news. Obviously at some stage I think we'd really like to get out there and do a proper story on that. That's just an amazing project. They've just done such a fantastic job on that. Kudos to everyone involved in that. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I'd just like to quickly add, I went on a horse trek a while ago up round there and have already seen some of the fencing, and really it is amazing, and the work that's gone into it. Yeah, just fantastic.
What else has been going on? I see at the east side of Te Awamutu out at Cambridge Road, there's going to be a lot of development out there at some stage, probably. What does it say here? A comprehensive residential development in the area has been approved by Waipa District Council. A proposal for a shopping complex is being processed. So not too much happening at the moment, of course, but we'll try and keep you up to date with what happens out there. I think, well, certainly there's big changes in store for that side of town. Speaking of things like that, the heavy traffic issue is something that continues to be a big issue in town, doesn't it? The trucks going through the centre of town and that sort of thing. That's been quite a controversial issue for a long time now, and hopefully we'll get out possibly next month or within the next couple of months and try and talk to a few people involved in there, because it is quite a big issue in town. So we'll get back to that one anyway.
And my last mention is in regard to cyclists. We've got a lot of very talented cyclists in our area, which we're very lucky to have, and unfortunately one of those guys, Brad Carter, was very badly hurt out at Parawera recently when a car ran into the back of him and another cyclist, Ryan Wills, but fortunately he was okay. But it does bring to mind kids on bikes and just how carefully as drivers we need to be to look out for them. We live here in Racecourse Road, and there was a young boy almost killed last month when he veered off the side off the side of the road and in front of a van. And I myself experienced a young girl recently who was riding along happily after school and decided that she wanted to change sides of the road and just went straight across, and it was very lucky that the driver directly behind her was taking precautionary action and driving nice and slowly and was able to miss her. So just be mindful of the kids on their bikes. They sometimes don't think too hard before they do things. So and remember the cyclists out on those country roads, because you often see them, and sometimes with the sun in your eyes and things, they pop up and they are a bit hard to see.
Indeed. Okay, quiz question.
Right, so the quiz question for our show today is, what is the name of the park in Teesdale Street right next door to the Te Awamutu Primary School? The answer to the question will be given later on in the show.
Okay, what's up next then?
Okay, next we go to our first story, which is about the Te Awamutu Information Centre. We're very lucky here in Te Awamutu. We've got a fantastic information centre, and we'd just like to show you a little bit about what they do.
The Information Centre has been a fixture in town for more than 2 decades. Let's pay them a visit and find out what it's all about.
Ros, what exactly does the Information Centre do?
Well, Dave, we're part of a network right throughout New Zealand, which is the Visitor Information Network. So we're part of that team of 75 centres. And our main things are dealing with customer inquiries. If people pop in, they want to know local information. And we also a agent for the AA, and we also do bookings from accommodation, travel, to anything, activity, attraction people want to do around New Zealand, and really focus on promoting Te Awamutu, what we're doing in the area, and activities they can do while they're here. Plus we have a whole lot of resources, brochures, maps, all sorts of things that can help people out.
Can you tell us a little bit about the centre's history?
It all started when you go back to a local gentleman who's unfortunately passed away. His name was Tuffy Birchall. He started down on this site as the Te Awamutu Public Relations in a caravan. So he was here for a number of years working out of that, and then the local Lions had a project together and built the centre. So that came about 25 years ago, and then on top of that they had another project and built the Birchall Pavilion, which was named of course after Tuffy. And that's connected to us as well. So we do have a function room facility, which has full kitchen facilities, hire equipment, everything right through to a data projector. We're administrated by a committee, and we have our own chairperson, treasurer and secretary, and about 12 committee members, all local people from tour operators to business people and things. So they oversee. We meet on a monthly basis. We're always looking for new members and encourage people to come along. And then I manage the centre, basically, are answerable to the committee, but they let me sort of have the full rein. And then we also have another group called Te Awamutu Alive, which are a promotions group, which are sort of under the umbrella, but they're also very independent from us. And then we have our full-time staff here as well. There's one other, Claire, who works full-time, a couple of part-timers, and then 20 dedicated volunteers. So without those people, because years ago it was all voluntary, and only into recent years that we have paid staff.
How do the finances work at the centre?
Basically, our money comes from Waipaha District Council. They have an operations grant that they give us. So that only comes to half of our funds. The other half is through retail, souvenir products, selling food, and our major turnover in the centre is, of course, commissionable sales, which we go back to travel, booking, accommodation, attractions, and that generates, a lot of money for us. But basically we run just as a normal business, but we are a non-profit business. So what money, if we ever do make any money, which is only a few dollars at the end of each year, goes back into projects and things that we do here, like producing a Te Awamutu brochure, because we do other publications as well.
What sort of things have you got planned for the future?
Oh, we've got a lot of things happening. We have a Go Bush promotion that we've been running for 4 years. Now that has come to the stage where it needs extra funding. So we're looking at all different aspects, especially with Mangatautari Mountain. The fencing's finished. We're really looking at developing new ideas for local bushwalks and things like that, maybe a counter map, more so than a brochure. And we've got ongoing events like the Rosen Cultural Festival coming up in November, our annual craft fair that we organise, things like the Food and Wine Festival next year, which we work in strongly with the Lions Club, and just trying to do look at new ideas for promotional purposes. We're building up an arts database to get local artists. We've got a lot of different cultures and attractions, activities in the area that we just need to enhance more and more.
And one thing we didn't cover in that story was the new toilet block right next to the information centre. I actually have to admit that it was my first look at the toilet block, and it is very impressive. I'm sure I'm not the first person to say it's quite a relief having the new toilets down there.
And I'd say I'll second that. I got to have a visit the other day as well, and was very pleasantly surprised on just how nice the toilet was.
So well done everyone involved. If you want to contact the Information Centre, of course they're just opposite the Rose Gardens on Gorst Ave. Their phone number is 07 871 3259, or you can visit the Te Awamutu website, teawamutu.co.nz, and click the eyesight button, and they've got a contact form there to contact them that way.